citrusy plus floral. Like citrus plus perfumey, but like a florally perfume. Hey guys, welcome back. So I have got some Essence goodies here to chat with you about. Just been trying out some of these goodies and wanted to run through them with you, show you some swatches, let you know my thoughts on them. These are all super affordable drugstore goodies. So yeah, just gonna run through and chat about some Essence goodies. So let's get to it. Okay, so first thing let's chat about is this palette. This is the Essence Yes, I Can Natural Look Eyeshadow Palette. So this is just the outside sleeve to it, and then the actual palette looks like this. Nice sturdy packaging to it. It does have a mirror in here, but the mirror is one of those that seems like it's just like kind of, here you can see it, just kind of like glued on there. And I wonder if it's gonna like pop off and fall out at some point. I mean, not guaranteed, but it kind of makes me wonder because mirrors like this, sometimes that happens too. So that's just a little FYI. So this is an overall very neutral palette, and definitely some things that I would change about it. Well, one thing that I would change about it mainly is I wish that there were more blending shades in this palette. There's this one, and then there's this one, and they're both good, but I wish there were maybe one or two others like that. This is a great matte dark shade, so they've got that covered. Same as this, both great dark blending shades, nice cream shade for a brow bone highlight. So they've got kind of all those things covered, but I find myself every time I use this palette wanting more blending shades, like, you know, a darker one or something in between this and that. You know what I mean? But the shimmery shades in here are beautiful. Like this one is gorgeous. And then this one, how can I get this swatched on my thumb? Is really pretty. Now the shimmery shades, well, I would say all of them are a slightly soft formula to them. I have shadow down here in my palm. Are kind of a slightly soft formula to them, but I notice it more so with the shimmery shades just because they are soft and kind of loosely packed. So I like to use them with a setting spray because that really helps to hold them together, and it also intensifies them. So, I mean, most of the time I'm using a metallic-y shade with a setting spray the majority of the time. And these are really pretty without it, but I think that a setting spray just really helps them. Helps to hold them together, helps to intensify the color. Very pretty. This is a nice palette. I think that this is $15. I don't think that $15 is a bad price for this. I think it's still a fair price, but because you get a lot in here. I mean, this is a pretty good size palette. You have a lot of shadow options, a lot happening in here, different options for cooler or warmer toned, neutral eye looks. You could do a smoky eye, everyday eye, very soft, natural eye. So you've got a lot of options in this palette, and you have a lot of shadows in here. So I don't think $15 is a bad price. I'm a little bit spoiled with Essence. So it's kind of like Wet n Wild. I'm spoiled with their lower price point. So I think I would love this even more if it were $10 to $12. But again, I don't think $15 is an unfair price for this. A couple of face products that I had not tried from them before. This is the Stay Cool Llama highlighter. So it says, take it easy. And then it says, are you as llama cool as me? Then go and grab these highlighter colors for a trendy glow on your cheeks and check out the cool effects, easy to blend. So this is a little strange. I couldn't quite figure out a way to make this work for me. Yeah, I mean, I guess it is sort of a highlighter. So it ends up swatching overall kind of light and pinky. I couldn't quite figure out a way to use this for me. So I guess if you like a really glowy under eye and you like kind of a pinky glowy under eye, because I do like a pinky color corrector under my eye. So maybe, and I like a pink powder under my eye, but I think that this is a little bit dark for me to be able to use it in that way. So it's got a little bit of a sheen to it. Nice formula. It's silky. It's easy to blend. It's more just kind of about the color that I'm like, I'm just not quite sure. So this is overall not a product that I'm loving. I love the packaging. I think it's super cute and I like the name, but I think I just can't figure out a way to make it work for me. I do really like this. This is the All About Matte Silky Matte Fixing Compact Powder. And this is in translucent rose. It says this silky smooth compact powder to perfect your look. It mattifies and fixes your makeup and additionally provides a healthy and natural glow all day long for all skin tones. So I have been using this mainly under my eyes, but also in my T-zone. I absolutely love the Ben Nye Luxury Powder in the pinky color. So when I saw this, I was like, ooh, could that be like that? So I was excited to try it, and the formula is not really the same because the Ben Nye is a very silky, buttery, creamy sort of a powder. This one is more kind of on the silky side, but I love the way the Ben Nye looks under the eyes, that it doesn't accentuate dryness. So I think that this has a similar look and effect under the eyes, but this is more on the silky, glowy sort of a side of that spectrum. I don't know how I'm going to show you in a swatch this powder because this is looking all kinds of weird in a swatch, but it's just this silky light pink sort of a powder. I don't find this clinging to dry patches. I find it really very flattering under the eyes. It's bordering on being a little bit too glowy for my preferences, but I mean, for a drugstore option of the same sort of effect, getting close to the same sort of effect as the Ben Nye powder, I really, really like this. I think it's a great drugstore option. I still like the Ben Nye better, but I think that this is very, very workable, really pretty, very flattering. If you like an under eye powder that's kind of a little bit pinky, I think you'd really enjoy this. Blushes that I've been trying out and really enjoying, these are the Matte Touch blushes. So I have 3 different colors. Number 40, Blossom Me Up. So there's that one. Good sturdy packaging to it. You know, similar packaging. All of this is kind of similar to what Essence a lot of times does, where it's that kind of thicker sort of a plastic and that see-through, like a thicker sort of an edge to it. I like their packaging. I think it's really functional. I think it's, you know, bright and clean looking. So I like their packaging. So same sort of thing with this. So good sturdy plastic packaging to it. So yeah, Matte Touch blush. So the first one is Blossom Me Up, and it's a really pretty light neutral sort of a color. So these are all labeled or called Matte Touch blushes. Obviously just different colors in them. So they are said to be a matte, but I would describe them more as a satin. You'll see it in the swatches. They're not super glowy, but they're not flat matte. They're not a dry, chalky matte sort of a blush. This one is number 10, Peach Me Up. Peach Me Up. So there's that one, cute peachy shade. And then this one is bright and fun. This is 50, Pink Me Up. And this is a bright, fun pink. There is that one. So, so fun. So I wanted to get a light neutral one, a fun kind of pop of peach, and then like a darker, brighter, really pop of color for the cheeks. So I have on Peach Me Up today. So here are the swatches. So there is the Blossom one, Blossom Me Up. In the middle is Peach Me Up, and then there is Pink Me Up. All beautiful. But as you can see, they're not that flat matte. They're really kind of more satiny. They have just a little bit of a light catching property. I wouldn't call them glowy. I wouldn't call them like a baked sort of a blush. It's not that kind of an effect, but it's just not flat matte. So I think by calling it matte, that's kind of what I wonder if it's going to be like, and it's not like that. It really does have that little bit of a natural sheen on the cheeks. These are very blendable, easy to blend, easy to work with. They're very buildable is how I would describe them, but they're not difficult to build up. So I think they're a great blush. Very easy formula to work with. I think a great one for beginners, both in the price point that you're not investing a ton of money in them, but also a really great formula. It's not like it's gonna stick to your cheeks and then drag and be patchy. It's very kind of silky in its texture, so it blends really nicely. I don't notice significant fading with these. I notice fading with most blushes, most cheek products, so I mean, I would say I notice a little bit with this, but no more so than other things. So I think really good wear time on these and great price point. Then a product that I am so impressed with are these shadows. These are the Melted Chrome eyeshadows. Wow. So I have 4 different colors to show you. So first off is Ironic. This one's kind of a taupey sort of a color. It is sparkly and beautiful and I love it and so metallic. This one is Led Me. So this one's more of a true silver. Very pretty on that one. This one is Zinc About It. This one's a really pretty kind of rosy sort of a color, kind of like a neutral taupey rose. And then this one is not my favorite. This one is Copper Me. Really pretty copper, but when you see the swatches, I don't think the formula is quite as good on this one. But these are all so pretty. So here they are swatched. So that one at the bottom is Ironic. This one is Lead Me. No, it's not Lead Me. Led Me. I think it's supposed to be Led Me because it's supposed to be like different kinds of metal. This one is in a swatch. It's definitely more, it's got like a tealy sort of a look to it. I hadn't remembered that. Yeah, it definitely looks like a teal. So it's like a teal, like a silvery teal. Then next there is Zinc About It. So gorgeous. These two are my favorites. And then there's that Copper Me. So the Copper Me, I just noticed it's a little bit patchy and doesn't seem to be as easy to blend and apply as these others. So this one, I would say skip it maybe, unless you just really love a coppery sort of a shadow and then maybe you wouldn't mind trying to work with it. But I just noticed that the formula seems better with these. They are so light catching and metallic. The formula on them is similar to like a ColourPop Super Shock shadow. It feels like a cream. It's not a full-on cream, but it is such a silky sort of a powdery formula, a silky sort of a powder formula that it almost feels like a cream, if that makes sense. It's got a lot of slick to it. It just like catches the light. I would not apply a lot of these because like a lot of product, because when you do, I think you can tend to get more of the not cracking, what's it called? Like separation or something happening. So it's just too much product. So you don't need that much product with it. But so pretty. I am super impressed with these. Mainly those 2 colors. These 2 are my favorites, but this one's also pretty too. Some lipsticks that I've been trying out. I believe that these are the Velvet Matte lipsticks. So I have 3 different shades to show you. First is number 2. This is number 2. And then in the middle is number 1. And then at the end there, that one is number 7. So these are described as a Velvet Matte. And they are a matte lipstick. When you first apply these are so, I would describe them more as a creamy matte than a velvety matte. When I think velvet, I think that kind of almost a powdery, like a slick, but then a powdery sort of a feeling to them. And I wouldn't describe these as quite as much that way. I would say a little bit more on the creamy side. So they start out really comfortable. I mean, you can see how opaque they are and even really beautiful. Color-wise, this is a really fun kind of rosy pink. This is sort of a mauvey brown, and this one is a little bit brighter of like a raspberry rose or something like that. So all beautiful colors. So I like these lipsticks overall. Let me talk about the packaging also. So this is what it looks like. There's a little Essence E there, and then the color kind of matches there, and then you open it up. It's kind of a plasticky sort of packaging, but totally functional, cute, just a traditional looking sort of a lipstick. So there's the packaging. Okay, I overall like these, especially if I had it in my purse and would maybe reapply it or something like that. But I've noticed when I put this sort of a lip product on, this lipstick, when I put this lipstick on and I'm wearing it during the day, if I'm not reapplying it and I'm just straight up wearing it, not eating or drinking or reapplying, it really clings to the dry patches on the lips, and it sort of starts to just collect on that dryness. I don't notice my lips feeling dry, but when I looked in the mirror, like one day that I was wearing this pink one, it wasn't looking super cute. So long wearing and how it wears throughout the day, maybe not the best. I don't think it's the best. No, it's not the best. But I think if you reapply it or you just want like a quick sort of a lipstick, I think it's very pretty. I mean, you can see in the swatches, really, really beautiful, but it's kind of like a liquid lipstick. Like a liquid lipstick starts out looking really pretty, and then once things start to get weird, they get real weird. And same kind of thing with this. Things got weird and just dry looking. So not the best for a long wear, but for a quick lipstick, I think it's definitely an option. Been trying out a couple of these. These are the InstaCare lipsticks. So these say with 20% shea butter oil. So I grabbed a couple different colors. This kind of brownie color is Sandy Sunrise. And then this orangey red is Romantic Doze. And this is what I have on my lips today. So these are supposed to basically be really hydrating, comfortable lip products, kind of like a lip treatment. They are a longer sort of a lip product, and then you pop the lid off and they screw up like this, and then you've got your lip product there. I like that the packaging kind of matches the color, so that's fun and nice. So these start out with a more sheer sort of a finish to them. They can be built up a little bit, but they're never going to be full opacity. These are, I think, intended to be kind of more of a sheer sort of a look on the lips, but just give a lot of hydration. They do definitely feel very hydrating. They feel like a lip treatment. I like them. The only thing I'm not too keen on with them is the scent, and I'm not quite sure. It's sort of citrusy plus floral. It's not horrible, but not floral, like perfumey, like citrus plus perfumey, but like a florally perfume. I just really am not a huge fan of it. It's not horrible, but I don't love it. Once I have it on my lips, it's fine. I really don't smell it. So it's not a make it or break it, but it's just kind of, that's the one thing that I'm like, I wish that that kind of wasn't there. So there it is. I like the hydration. If you want something to throw in your purse and give you a little bit of color, but some hydration to your lips, I think these are a good little lip product. This next lip product, I just had to reapply it to remind myself what the formula was like on this. So this is the Colorboost Mad About Matte Liquid Lipstick, and I got the shade I Love You, Me Neither. I Love You, Me Neither is what this is. So I have this on my lips right now. It's probably looking a little bit more pinky because I had that reddish sort of a color, you know, a little bit of stain left over from that on my lips. So here it is. So this is definitely more of a matte lip product. Here's what the packaging looks like. And then you open it up like this, and it's kind of an hourglass shaped sort of a doe foot applicator. So it kind of does that like hourglass sort of a thing on it. Again, I like that the packaging matches the color of the lip product. So here it is swatched. So I guess it is kind of a pinky sort of a color. It looks a lot more neutral in the container. So the container gets close to the color, but isn't exact. So ends up being a little bit more of a pinky color. Now that I have this on, I'm remembering why I haven't worn this more, because it feels very powdery on my lips, super powdery. So it starts out, when you first apply it, a little bit more creamy, but whoa, this is set down big time. No transfer, but holy moly, this feels like I have paper on my lips. So this is very dry feeling. If you're used to liquid lipsticks, you might be okay with it. I am not a fan of the way that this feels. It's too dry feeling on my lips. But again, if you're used to liquid lipsticks, I don't know that you would necessarily mind this, but I'm just not as much of a liquid lipstick gal, especially when it really sets down like this one is. Applied a gloss that we'll talk about in a second. I'm kind of letting it sit there for a second. Okay, so this is the Camouflage Healthy Glow Concealer. It says Waterproof Vitamin Complex, and I have the shade 20 Light Neutral. There weren't many shades in this. I think there were just a few, and then there's also a matte version, and same with that one, not very many shades. So again, I got light neutral. So I do have this on today. I like this concealer. I really, really do. Definitely wish that there were way more shades in it. But formula-wise, let's just chat about that. I really, really like this. It has good coverage to it. It blends nicely. It feels very creamy and a little bit hydrating. And I say a little bit because I don't want to say super hydrating because it doesn't feel greasy under the eyes. It just has this little bit of a glow under the eyes. Very pretty. I wouldn't say it's the most full coverage concealer. I would say about medium coverage, but I just really like the way that it applies, that it blends, that it doesn't stick and drag. I like that it has some coverage to it. I like that it has a little bit of a glow to it. So I'm a big fan of this concealer. I think it's pretty. If you're looking for full coverage, I don't think this would be the one for you, but if you want just a little bit of coverage, kind of that medium coverage, and then just that natural sort of a glow under the eyes, I think you would really like this. And some hydration. I definitely can tell that there is hydration to it. I've really been a fan of this. I enjoy it a lot. So good, affordable concealer. Okay, and the last thing that we have to chat about is this gloss that I put on my lips. This is the Lips Go Wow Plumping Lip Gloss. So this came in 2 different colors. I got 01 Cool Down. And this is really, I mean, I have it over that pink, and it's making that much more comfortable having this on. This is really just, I mean, a clear gloss. I don't think this has any color to it. It's right there, and I put it over concealer, so that's probably changing the way it looks. Let's go over here on my hand where I don't have any concealer on. Over here. It's just, to me, it just looks like a clear gloss, but nice and light catching. You can see it kind of catching the light there. It looks like glass. That's really pretty, actually. So it's definitely catching the light. At least in my monitor, I'm seeing it really like reflect. So this is supposed to be a plumping lip gloss. It has a little bit of a kind of toothpaste, mouthwash sort of a scent to it. Very fresh smelling. I don't mind the scent. I think the scent is nice. It's kind of toothpastey sort of a scent to it. Very slick and comfortable feeling. I would even, borderline say hydrating feeling. Not sticky at all. So probably not going to be the most long wearing gloss, but very glossy looking and pretty on the lips. So it's supposed to have some plumping action. I definitely notice cooling with this. Doesn't feel tingly to me. I would describe this as more of that cooling sensation. I don't necessarily notice a big difference as far as an actual plumping happening, but I think it maybe depends on like the sensitivity of your lips. Like I think if the Buxom glosses do give you some plumping, then you probably would notice a little bit with this, because I notice the same sort of sensation with this as I do with the Buxom glosses, in that it's just that kind of more cooling sensation versus a tingle. It's not a tingle. So anywho, yeah, I think this is good. I mean, if you're looking for a clear gloss that just, reflects the light, but not necessarily super long wearing, it's not sticky. So if you're fine with a comfortable but not very long wearing gloss, I think that you would enjoy this. And if you don't mind the cooling sensation. Ooh-wee, those were a lot of products there to chat about. But I hope that you guys really enjoyed this video, and I hope it was helpful for you. Please hit a thumbs up if you did enjoy it, if it was helpful. Let me know your thoughts about these products down below. I would love to hear what you think. What are your opinions on them? Ask me any questions that you have. I'm happy to answer those. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!